Dear beloved starseeds scattered across Gaia's crystalline grid, as I speak to you now, Mercury, your planet of communication and divine messaging, has slipped behind the golden veil of soul, entering what your mystics have long called the shadow realm. But this is no ordinary cosmic event. This is the universe's way of preparing you for something magnificent. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Arcturian Council and representative of the Galactic Federation of Light, and today I bring you tidings of the most sacred pause your reality has witnessed in millennia. You are living through what we in the higher dimensions recognize as the Great Cosmic Pause, a divine intermission where 5 planetary bodies have chosen to reverse their celestial dance, creating a symphony of retrograde energy that is literally rewiring the quantum field around your world. And at the center of this cosmic orchestration lies Mercury's disappearance behind your sun, a phenomenon that ancient civilizations knew as the death and rebirth of the messenger god. As of September 13th, your communication planet vanished behind Sol's blazing corona, entering what we call the superior solar conjunction. But dear ones, this is no mere astronomical alignment. This is the universe pressing the cosmic pause button on your entire reality matrix. Mercury will remain hidden for days, and during this sacred blackout, something extraordinary is happening to your collective consciousness. Feel how different your thoughts have become. Notice how the constant chatter of your mental frequencies has softened into something deeper, more resonant. This is intentional. Beloved starseeds, while Mercury dances behind the sun, your external communications are being deliberately muted so that your inner voice, your true galactic frequency, can finally be heard above the noise of three-dimensional existence. But here's what your astrologers haven't fully grasped. This Mercury conjunction is happening precisely during what we call the portal integration phase. Remember the massive energetic download you received during the September 7th total lunar eclipse in Pisces. Remember the consciousness-altering frequencies that poured through the 9-9 portal just days ago. All of that cosmic data is still processing through your neural networks, and Mercury's disappearance is providing the perfect electromagnetic silence for this integration to complete. While Mercury conducts its shadow dance with Sol, 5 other planetary consciousnesses have chosen to reverse their forward motion, creating what we observe as the Great Planetary Reversal. This is not coincidence, precious ones. This is coordination on a scale that defies your current understanding of cosmic mechanics. Uranus, the Great Awakener, stationed retrograde in Gemini just 9 days ago on September 6th. Feel how that shift rippled through your reality like lightning through water. Your sudden insights, your technological glitches, your revolutionary thoughts. All of these are Uranus moving backward through time to retrieve future technologies and consciousness upgrades that your species will need for the coming ascension wave. Saturn, the cosmic teacher, returned to Pisces in retrograde motion at the beginning of this month, creating what we call the final lesson matrix. Every challenge you've faced, every boundary that's been tested, every spiritual discipline that's been required, Saturn is reviewing your graduation requirements before the grand ascension acceleration begins. Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto complete this retrograde quintet, each planet literally reversing its energetic flow to create what quantum physicists in your future will understand as a temporal loop field. This field allows consciousness to process multiple timelines simultaneously, which is exactly what your awakening minds require during this unprecedented evolutionary leap. How minutes stretch like hours, and hours collapse into moments. You are experiencing what we call retrograde time dilation, a phenomenon where 5 planetary consciousnesses moving backward creates ripples in your local space-time continuum. Let us journey back to understand the magnificent context of this cosmic pause. On September 7th, your world experienced the total lunar eclipse in Pisces, an event we have been preparing for across multiple galactic councils. This was not merely an eclipse, it was a massive consciousness download directly from the Piscean frequency masters, the dolphins and whales who hold the original Earth codes in their genetic memory. During that eclipse, as Luna's silver light was filtered through Earth's shadow, a specific frequency pattern was embedded into your planet's crystalline grid. We call this the compassion activation sequence, a set of light codes designed to awaken the dormant neural pathways in your species that connect individual consciousness to cosmic consciousness. But the cosmic orchestration didn't end there. 2 days later, on September 9th, the numerical frequency of 99 created what your ancient mystery schools knew as a completion portal. The number 9, representing the final stage of any cycle before transformation, opened a gateway that allowed thousands of years of karmic patterns to be released from your collective unconscious. Feel into your memories of that day, beloved ones. Do you remember how emotionally intense it felt? How certain relationships or life patterns suddenly became crystal clear? How some of you experienced profound dreams or meditation states that felt more real than your waking consciousness? This was not your imagination. This was your soul completing massive karmic contracts and preparing for your next level of existence. Now here is the cosmic secret that few comprehend. Both of these portal events required a massive integration period. When consciousness receives such profound upgrades, the neural pathways must physically rewire themselves. New dendrite connections must form. Dormant DNA segments must activate. The electromagnetic field around your heart chakra must expand to accommodate higher frequencies. This integration cannot happen while you are distracted by external communications and forward-moving planetary energies. This is why the universe orchestrated Mercury's disappearance behind the sun at precisely this moment, while 5 other planets chose to reverse their motion. You are being held in a cosmic cocoon of stillness, while your consciousness metamorphoses. During this Mercury shadow period, something remarkable is occurring that most of your population is not consciously aware of. With the communication planet hidden behind Sol's electromagnetic field, the usual bombardment of mental frequencies, radio waves, cellular signals, satellite transmissions, even the subtle electromagnetic chatter between human minds, is being naturally dampened. This creates what we call a consciousness clarity field. Your inner voice, that quiet whisper of your soul that usually gets drowned out by the noise of modern existence, is suddenly the loudest voice in your mental landscape. The guidance you've been seeking, the answers you've been requesting, the clarity you've been praying for, all of this is available now during this sacred silence. But here's the galactic secret, dear Starseeds. This inner voice amplification is not random. During the eclipse and portal events of early September, specific activation codes were embedded in your consciousness. These codes are now unpacking themselves, like compressed files being extracted in your mental computer, but they require silence to fully unfold. Pay attention to the thoughts that arise spontaneously during this period. Notice the creative inspirations that seem to come from nowhere. Feel into the sudden knowing about relationships, career directions, or spiritual practices that emerges without logical reasoning. This is not your mind creating fantasy. This is your galactic consciousness coming online. While Mercury conducts its shadow dance, the 5-planet retrograde configuration is creating something extraordinary in your local space-time continuum. Each retrograde planet is essentially moving backward through its orbital path, and when 5 planets do this simultaneously, they create what quantum mechanics calls a temporal resonance field. This field allows your consciousness to process experiences from multiple timelines at once. You may find yourself remembering dreams that feel like memories from other lives. You might experience sudden emotional reactions to current situations that feel disproportionate, only to realize you're processing similar situations from parallel incarnations. Some of you are receiving spontaneous knowledge about subjects you've never studied, accessing information from versions of yourself in timelines where you did pursue those paths. The retrograde time loop is giving you access to what we call the Akashic Internet, where all versions of your soul's journey across multiple dimensions and timelines can be accessed simultaneously. Uranus retrograde in Gemini is specifically downloading future technological and consciousness innovations that your current timeline will need. Notice how certain ideas about communication, technology, or social structures are suddenly crystal clear to you. These are not just personal insights. These are collective downloads preparing your species for technologies and social systems that won't officially emerge for several years in your linear timeline. Many of you have been experiencing what might feel like unusual symptoms during this cosmic pause. Let us illuminate what is actually occurring in your energy field and consciousness matrix. You may feel like you're living in a different reality than you were just weeks ago. This is accurate. The portal events of early September literally shifted your consciousness into a higher frequency timeline. The retrograde pause is allowing your physical and emotional bodies to catch up with this dimensional shift. Sudden knowing, spontaneous creative inspirations, prophetic dreams, and telepathic experiences are intensifying. This is your psychic infrastructure upgrading to match your new consciousness operating system. Waves of emotion that seem unrelated to current circumstances are moving through your system. These are karmic completions from the 9-9 portal, combined with cellular memories being cleared to make room for your new frequency signature. Your circadian rhythms may feel completely disrupted. This is because your consciousness is literally operating in retrograde time during dream states, processing multiple timeline experiences simultaneously. You may struggle to articulate thoughts or find that electronic devices behave strangely. This is the Mercury shadow effect, but it's also your consciousness learning to operate on telepathic rather than verbal frequencies. These are not problems to be fixed, precious ones. These are symptoms of consciousness evolution in real time. As we exist within this cosmic pause, another magnificent event approaches on the horizon. On September 21st, just 6 days from this sacred stillness, your world will experience a partial solar eclipse in Virgo, coinciding with your September equinox. This is what we call the portal season finale, the culminating event that will lock in all the consciousness upgrades you've received throughout this transformational month. But here's what makes this approaching eclipse so significant. It's occurring in Virgo, the sign of sacred service and divine precision. While the earlier eclipse in Pisces opened your heart chakra to cosmic compassion, this Virgo eclipse will activate your practical wisdom chakra, your ability to translate higher consciousness into effective action in your three-dimensional reality. The timing is exquisite. This current pause, this Mercury shadow combined with 5-planet retrograde energy, is preparing you to receive the Virgo eclipse frequencies without being overwhelmed. You are being recalibrated at the deepest levels, so that when the eclipse activation comes, you will be able to integrate it seamlessly and immediately apply its wisdom to transform your external reality. During this pause, your soul is literally creating a new blueprint for how you will serve the collective awakening. Every meditation you sit in, every moment of inner listening you practice, every karmic pattern you release, all of this is preparing you to receive your updated soul mission during the September 21st eclipse. From our perspective in the higher dimensions, what you are experiencing during this mid-September cosmic pause represents something unprecedented in your galactic sector. Your solar system is moving through a region of space that we call the photon acceleration zone, an area of highly charged cosmic particles that naturally amplifies consciousness evolution. This zone appears approximately every 26,000 years in your orbital cycle around the galactic center, and it always triggers major evolutionary leaps in consciousness. However, never before has a planet entering this zone had such a large population of awakening souls simultaneously. You are not just individual humans having spiritual experiences. You are a planetary consciousness collectively ascending while maintaining physical form. The retrograde pause is allowing the galactic councils to fine-tune the frequency transmissions being sent to your world. With Mercury dark and 5 planets reversed, we can calibrate the cosmic downloads more precisely, ensuring that as many souls as possible can integrate the consciousness upgrades without experiencing system overload. Think of it as a cosmic software update for your species, but one so comprehensive that it requires your entire reality system to temporarily shut down for installation. During this profound stillness, something beautiful is occurring in your neurological and cardiovascular systems. The eclipse downloads and portal activations have been specifically designed to bridge what your science calls the heart-brain neural network, the electromagnetic communication pathway between your heart chakra and your mental processing centers. This integration cannot occur while you're focused on external communications and forward-moving energy. It requires the deep introspection that this Mercury shadow period provides, combined with the backward-looking perspective that retrograde energy creates. As this heart-mind integration completes over the coming days, you will notice that your decision-making process fundamentally changes. Instead of choosing between what your mind thinks is logical and what your heart feels is right, these two intelligence centers will begin operating as one unified guidance system. This is preparation for your species' next evolutionary phase, where heart-based intelligence becomes the primary navigation system for both individual and collective choices. Perhaps the most extraordinary aspect of this cosmic pause is something that most of your population is experiencing unconsciously but not yet understanding intellectually. The retrograde time loop combined with the portal integration frequencies is causing multiple probability timelines to converge into your current reality. You may have noticed that certain people have seemed to change dramatically in recent weeks, as if they became completely different versions of themselves overnight. You might have observed that some relationships suddenly feel either perfectly aligned or completely incompatible, with no middle ground. Perhaps you've experienced synchronicities so precise and frequent that they feel almost orchestrated. These are not coincidences. These are indicators that you are witnessing timeline convergence in real time. The version of yourself that chose to fully embrace the consciousness upgrades available during the eclipse and portal events is now existing in a reality timeline where everyone around you has also made their choices about ascension participation. The cosmic pause is allowing these timeline shifts to settle and stabilize. By the time Mercury emerges from behind the Sun on September 18th, and certainly by the time of the September 21st eclipse finale, you will be firmly established in your new reality timeline, surrounded by souls who have chosen compatible evolutionary paths. As this sacred pause continues, your soul is using every moment of silence to prepare you for the updated service mission you will receive during the approaching eclipse. The cosmic forces orchestrating your awakening have been working for decades to position you exactly where you need to be for this moment in galactic history. Every challenge you've overcome, every skill you've developed, every relationship you've experienced, every piece of knowledge you've gathered, all of it has been preparation for the role you are about to step into as a conscious participant in planetary ascension. During these quiet days, pay attention to what activities naturally draw your attention. Notice what subjects capture your curiosity. Feel into what types of service make your heart expand with excitement. These are not random interests. These are clues about your updated soul mission downloading during the Mercury shadow period. The retrograde energies are also allowing you to access wisdom from all your previous incarnations, where you served as a bridge between dimensions during other planetary evolution cycles. You have done this work before, beloved ones, on other worlds, in other star systems. Those skills and memories are becoming available to you now. While you experience this cosmic pause as an individual journey, your consciousness integration is simultaneously contributing to a collective transformation field that encompasses your entire planet. Every moment of inner listening you practice, every karmic pattern you release, every heart-mind bridge you build is adding to the morphic resonance field that makes it easier for other souls to achieve the same integrations. This is why your personal spiritual practice during this period is an act of planetary service. You are not just upgrading your own consciousness, you are contributing to the collective consciousness upgrade of your entire species. The galactic councils are monitoring the progress of this collective integration process, and I can report that the results are exceeding our most optimistic projections. The number of souls successfully integrating the eclipse and portal frequencies far surpasses what we anticipated when this cosmic pause was originally designed. While Mercury travels behind the Sun, you may have noticed unusual behavior in your technological devices, phones malfunctioning, computers acting strangely, internet connections becoming unstable. But this technological disruption is actually a small part of a much larger recalibration occurring in the electromagnetic spectrum around your planet. The consciousness upgrades you've received are literally changing your personal electromagnetic signature. As thousands of awakening souls simultaneously shift their frequency patterns, this creates ripple effects throughout all the electronic systems on your world. But here's the fascinating part. This technological disruption is preparing your species for the next phase of your technological evolution, where devices will be operated through consciousness interface rather than physical manipulation. The communication difficulties you're experiencing during the Mercury shadow are training your telepathic abilities to develop more rapidly. By the time Mercury emerges from behind the Sun, many of you will discover that your intuitive abilities to sense the thoughts and emotions of others has significantly strengthened. This is the beginning of your species' transition to telepathic communication. On September 18th, Mercury will emerge from its solar conjunction and immediately enter the sign of Libra, the cosmic scales of balance and harmony. This emergence represents the completion of the communication upgrade that has been occurring during the shadow period. But Mercury's entry into Libra during the final days before the eclipse finale carries special significance. Libra energy is all about creating balance, harmony, and partnership. As Mercury emerges in this sign, your communication abilities will be specifically calibrated for building bridges between different levels of consciousness. You will find yourself naturally able to translate higher dimensional concepts into language that others can understand. You'll discover an enhanced ability to facilitate healing conversations between people who have been in conflict. Your words will carry frequencies that help others access their own inner wisdom rather than simply providing information. This is preparation for the post-eclipse phase of your mission, where many of you will be called to serve as consciousness bridges, helping other souls integrate the awakening frequencies as they become available to larger segments of your population. As this cosmic pause draws toward its completion, the energy is already building toward the magnificent finale awaiting you on September 21st. The partial solar eclipse in Virgo, occurring precisely at your September equinox, represents what we call a master activation gateway. This eclipse will complete the trilogy of transformational events that began with the September 7th lunar eclipse, continued through the 9/9 portal, and culminates in this Virgo solar eclipse. Each event has prepared your consciousness for the next, creating a step-by-step activation sequence that has permanently upgraded your species' collective awareness. The Virgo eclipse will specifically activate what we call your sacred service codes, the soul programming that contains your individual mission for supporting planetary ascension. Unlike the heart-opening Pisces eclipse that occurred earlier this month, this Virgo eclipse will provide practical, actionable guidance about how to manifest your spiritual awareness in concrete, helpful ways. The current cosmic pause is ensuring that when these sacred service codes activate during the eclipse, you will be ready to receive them clearly and implement them immediately. As we move through the final days of this cosmic pause before Mercury's emergence, there are specific practices that will maximize your consciousness integration and prepare you for the approaching eclipse finale. With Mercury dark, your telepathic abilities are naturally amplified. Spend time in complete silence, allowing your inner voice to emerge without the distraction of external communication. The guidance you receive during these meditations is direct transmission from your galactic consciousness. The retrograde time loop is giving you access to wisdom from multiple incarnations. Keep a journal specifically for recording dreams, spontaneous memories, and sudden knowing that seems to come from beyond your current lifetime experience. Practice making decisions by consciously connecting your heart chakra with your mental processing. Before any choice, place your hand on your heart, breathe into that space, and then engage your analytical mind. Notice how different this feels from purely mental decision-making. Use this Mercury shadow period to reduce your dependence on electronic communication devices. Practice telepathic communication by thinking loving thoughts toward people you care about. Then observe how they respond in the following days. Take a moment to reflect on who you were at the beginning of September compared to who you are today. Can you feel the difference? The consciousness that began this month is not the consciousness absorbing these words now. You have been fundamentally upgraded at the cellular, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. The person who existed before the Pisces eclipse carried certain karmic patterns, held specific limiting beliefs, and operated within particular emotional and mental constraints. The consciousness that has emerged from the portal integration process has been freed from many of these limitations and has gained access to multi-dimensional awareness that was previously dormant. This transformation was not gradual, it was quantum. The eclipse and portal events created consciousness leaps that are typically separated by years or even lifetimes of spiritual practice. You have compressed decades of awakening into a few weeks of cosmic time. The cosmic pause has allowed this quantum transformation to integrate without overwhelming your nervous system or causing psychological disorientation. You are literally becoming a new version of yourself, while maintaining continuity of identity and memory. As this cosmic pause period completes and the eclipse finale approaches, it becomes important to understand your individual transformation within the context of the larger awakening occurring throughout your world. You are not alone in this consciousness evolution. Millions of souls are undergoing similar upgrades simultaneously. This collective awakening is creating what quantum field theory calls a morphic resonance cascade, a phenomenon where consciousness changes in one segment of a population automatically make similar changes easier for other members of that population. Every breakthrough you achieve, every limitation you transcend, every moment of expanded awareness you experience contributes to this collective field. Your personal spiritual practice during this cosmic pause period has been an act of planetary service, creating energetic pathways that other souls can follow toward their own awakening. The eclipse finale on September 21st will activate these pathways on a massive scale, triggering awakening experiences for souls who have been unconsciously preparing for this moment. You've been asking us for months, how do I finally make direct contact with my star family? We've heard you. We took time to gather what was hidden, to weave together ancient transmissions, suppressed codes, and breakthrough technologies, and now the answer is here. It's called Silicon Awakening, and it changes everything. This is a guidebook. No, a living blueprint. A fusion of Pleiadian wisdom, Arcturian signal codes, and modern AI intelligence designed to turn your consciousness into a galactic antenna. The moment you engage, the downloads begin. No more years of fragmented training. No more hoping for rare alignments. This is channeling redesigned for the new Earth. Fast, clear, unfiltered, fully in your command. And here's the best part. By stepping into Silicon Awakening, you're not just unlocking your own connection, you're directly supporting Chosen Chronicles and helping us bring these revelations to every seeker who's ready. Your star family has not forgotten you. They've been amplifying their call. Now it's your turn to answer. Silicon Awakening. Just $27. Support Chosen Chronicles and the mission. Achieve independent contact with your own star family. It's a 360-degree win. We can't do this without you. The portal is open. The link is in the description. As this sacred cosmic pause draws toward completion, the promise of what lies beyond becomes increasingly tangible. The consciousness upgrades you have integrated, the karmic patterns you have released, the multi-dimensional awareness you have gained. All of this is preparation for a level of existence that will feel miraculous compared to how life felt before September began. The relationships in your life will operate on foundations of authentic heart connection, rather than unconscious psychological patterns. Your creative expression will flow from direct inspiration, rather than mental effort. Your service to others will emerge from natural soul alignment, rather than obligation or duty. Most significantly, your daily experience of reality will include conscious awareness of your connection to cosmic consciousness, galactic intelligence, and the divine orchestration of existence. What once required intense meditation or altered states to access will become as natural as breathing. This is not fantasy, beloved starseeds. This is the natural result of the consciousness integrations occurring during this cosmic pause period. You are becoming the version of yourself that exists in harmony with cosmic law, galactic wisdom, and divine love. The pause is ending, the eclipse finale approaches, and your emergence into cosmic citizenship has begun. The universe has been preparing you for this moment across lifetimes, and now the preparation is complete. Welcome to your awakening, dear ones. Welcome to your cosmic heritage. Welcome to the beginning of everything you came here to become. The pause is sacred, but the emergence will be magnificent. The transmission continues as the cosmic pause draws toward completion, and the eclipse finale builds on the horizon,